Have you ran Facebook and Instagram ads only to get terrible leads who can't afford your services? If so, this video is for you. I'm gonna show you how you can make some small changes to your ads to start bringing in higher quality leads so you can make more money from your ads. For quick context, my name is Dr. Matt. I've spent well over $1 million on Facebook ads for coaching and consulting businesses since 2019, and I now teach coaches how to scale their business with ads. So this is my bread and butter. This is what I do every single day. And by far, the number one complaint I hear with people who run ads is the quality sucks. Okay, so let's jump in and let me show you how to fix that. All right, so I'm on my desktop and let's get started. So before we talk about quality, what percentage of leads should be good quality from Facebook ads? And this might surprise you, but only 20 to 30% of the leads that you bring in from Facebook or Instagram are gonna be quality. This applies to all funnels, whether you're doing a follower funnel, a messenger funnel, if you're running ads to a traditional opt-in. Not everybody is going to be the best candidate, right? There are things we're going to talk about in this video to improve this percentage, but if you're in KPI, like you're 20 to 30% of these leads are coming in, they're good quality, you're booking calls with them, and you're signing them up as clients, that's okay, right? We can keep scaling that, all right? Of course, we want to continue to make things better, but this is pretty much the norm. Facebook and Instagram ads is much more of a volume game than anything else, okay? Let me walk you through the numbers of how this all makes sense, right? If your cost per lead with Facebook ads is $5 to $20, right? Your cost per quality lead with these statistics are gonna be between $15 to $75 per lead, okay? Per quality lead. Now, we should be able to book some calls with these people, right? So inside of here, this is our cost per book call that we're aiming for. If you have a B2C offer, so if you're a health coach, fitness coach, life coach, relationship coach, you're doing coaching, consulting for B2C is like normal people, what we're looking for is a book call under $150. I've got some fitness coaches who book calls around $20 or $30, right? If you have a very smaller niche, then it might be closer to $100 to $150, but you can still be profitable as long as it's under $150, okay? B2B, this is if you're doing marketing, business coaching, sales coaching, consulting, or web development, some sort of service for another business. Our cost per book call is gonna be a little bit higher because we don't have as big of an addressable market. So for us, our cost per call is going to be $200 to $500. Mine's actually been closer to $600 to $700. But with our systems and back end, we're still able to close at a really high percentage and be very profitable. All right. And now moving down, the cost to acquire a client, if you're, again, B2C, you're serving everybody, you want this to be around $250 and $1,000. I've got some fitness coaches, again, who do this at around $125, but this is the broad range for you to be in, okay? The $1,000, that would make sense if you're selling a $4,000 plus program, but if you're selling a $1 to $2K program, we need to be closer to $250 to $500, okay? B2B, our cost of acquisition is typically going to be between $1,000 and $2,000. If we have a higher than 10K offer, we might be looking at closer to 3K. Okay. But all these numbers still hold, right? Again, with a quality lead percentage of 20 to 30%. Okay. I just want to set the precedent that if you push go on Facebook ads, not all of your leads that come in are going to be, ready to buy, have money, and like, now is the time. That's not how it works. Okay. A lot of leads that come in just need to be nurtured. Okay. Now, let's come back down here. So if these are our acquisition costs, we need to be selling a service, but that's for B2C over $2,000. Right? For sure over $2,000, especially like I mentioned here, if you're getting $1,000 per acquisition cost, this has got to be more. It's going to be closer to 4K, but that could be, 4K for a year, 4K for 6 months, something like that. But regardless, for these to be profitable, we have to be selling a program or a service that's going to be over $2,000 in value. Now, if we're doing B2C and business type of work, this is where we need to be selling a service over $5,000 to make this profitable with the lead percentage of good leads being 20 to 30%. Okay. If your program cost is too low, you have to get a ton of really high quality leads, which are going to be really expensive, right? We kind of want to play a volume and a numbers game here. And then if the numbers work in our favor, we can be very, very profitable. Okay. So before jumping into how to improve lead quality, I wanted to just show what the standard numbers are. Okay. And one more thing before we jump in is our goal for a return on ad spend. If I give Facebook or Meta $1,000, we want a 2 times return ASAP. So that means like if I'm selling a $2,000 program, if I put 1,000 in, I want 2,000 back, right? And within the first month. And then I want a 5 to 10x return on investment from the lifetime value of that customer. Okay. So if on average, most people who work with you, they work with you for a full year and they pay you $5,000. Okay, cool. If I paid $1,000 to get a client that's going to pay me $5,000, that's a 5x return on ad spend on the lifetime value of that customer. That's great. I'll take that every day. I'll keep scaling that, right? All right. So now let's cover how to improve the lead quality. Okay. If you are booking calls and you're not getting a return on ad spend, you're not, booking calls in this KPI range. If you're not hitting this customer acquisition cost, here's what I want you to do. Okay. The number one goal when you launch ads is to fill up your calendar. Okay. It's to fill up your calendar. These costs per lead should be $5 to $20. We want to fill you up so that you're taking calls, you're making offers. And then once you have a packed calendar and leads are coming in, we need to assess quality and add friction. Okay. Friction improves lead quality. Friction improves lead quality. This increased your costs, but that's okay. As long as there is return on investment, we'd rather have less calls and make more sales, okay? And there are a number of ways to add friction, and we're gonna talk about that in this video. The first way of creating friction is gonna be in the ad. The second way is by changing the funnel type. And the third way is how you actually book clients to schedule and talk to you, okay? This is like the application process, all right? So we're gonna go over each of these in the next little part of the video. Okay, so number one, we're gonna add friction to the ad, right? And we can do this by having call outs at the start of the ad, okay? So the clearer you know your ideal client and the more specific the call out, the better. If you're calling out busy parents or busy professionals or entrepreneurs, so is everybody else. And guess what? It's not going to work. Okay. You might get a bunch of leads, right? But that's not a way to add friction, right? You're going to get a bunch of leads, busy professionals, men, ladies, women, all these things, like call them out, fine. But you're going to have low quality leads more than likely because that call out is not specific, right? What if we called out tech professionals, right? What if we called out digital marketers? What if we called out other coaches? I know some coaches that will do fitness coaching for coaches, right? What else? I could do nurses, physical therapists, doctors, lawyers, bankers. You can call out people who you work with, you get good results with, and also have the financial means and backing to buy a high ticket offer, right? So call them out, okay? If you have generic call outs, you're gonna get a bunch of leads, not friction. Second, what have they tried? Now, this is a little sneaky one, but let's say if my call out was, I'm just going to keep it open and say busy moms. Okay. So not friction. Busy moms. If you're struggling to lose weight, watch this video. Okay. Very basic hook. And then right after that, I can go into what they've tried. Maybe you've tried Orange Theory, CrossFit, boot camp, XYZ. Like you can just start naming things, right? That cost money, right? And they've failed before. Maybe they've hired another coach, right? So maybe they've actually got personal training at the gym. If you call out these criteria, busy moms, do you want this goal? Have you tried these things and failed? Adding that of did you try all these things that cost money is gonna also attract people that have done those things and spent money on their health. Okay, same thing goes for pain, right? If you're a physical therapist or chiropractor, have you tried physical therapy? Have you tried chiropractic care? Have you tried going to a massage therapist? All those things cost at least $100, $200 a session, right? Have you got an MRI before? $3,000, maybe you got good insurance, but that's $3,000 or $4,000 right there if you haven't met your deductible. So knowing all of that, I can call those things out. Have you tried all these things and failed? I can put that in the ad. And that's going to hopefully attract people who have tried those things and failed, who've spent money on their health and failed. Same thing you could say for if you're a business coach, have you spent money on ads and it failed? Well, good, they've spent money on ads. They'll probably spend money on it again with a better system or a better process, right? The third way you can add friction to an ad is having a "this is not free" disclaimer in the ad. Okay, what do I mean by this? I'm gonna go ahead and pull up Ads Manager just to show this to you, or Ads Library. Now, I'm not affiliated with the people I'm going to share this with. I just came into the ads library and just started looking, typed in looking for Five Fitness. Now, not a free disclaimer is for when you're doing a direct ad that's selling your service. If you're doing a lead magnet, you're not going to be putting a disclaimer in here. But if you're advertising, hey, DM me this word to learn more about my program, then you do want to have some sort of disclaimer in here so that you're not getting people who think what you're advertising is free. Okay. All right. So I found one here. This is by PB Fitness. I'm not saying this ad is good by any means. Is this ad good? It might be, it might not be, but what I just want to show you is a disclaimer. Okay. So this one's about dad bod. You know, people are trying these things. Here's what it can be like in just 90 days, like positive things. And then notice there's a PS at the bottom here. PS, this is not a free program. We don't do quick fixes. We help dads build a physique that they can be proud of and maintain for life. So simply adding a small little "this is not free" disclaimer in the ad, hopefully will deter people from reaching out to you and saying, hey, I want this thing, right? Who aren't going to invest themselves. All right, here's another one. This is actually from a video I filmed yesterday, and check out this one. Okay, this is a really even a bigger disclaimer. Okay, so in the copy, it says, important. This is a program for those who are serious about taking action. Do not send a message if you don't want to go for it 100%. If you believe that now this is not the right time, right? You think that you can achieve it yourself and just need more time. You do not want to invest in yourself for a permanent solution and a happier future. You are willing to work out 3 times a week, blah, blah, blah. Full disclaimer, this is a premium priced coaching program, not a free program. That's pretty bold, right? But hopefully, like if someone reads this section, they're not gonna message, right? Now, this is very explicit. I wouldn't put this on there if I didn't already have a packed calendar, right? Kind of what I talked about earlier, right? Like we want to have a packed calendar, lots of leads coming in. Our cost per lead should be, $3 to $10 max. Then if we still are having a lot of issues, like an overflow of leads, we add this. This, if you just put this in their first ad, your cost per lead is going to be expensive, right? It just is because you're cutting out a lot of people and you're putting a lot of friction there. Okay, I'm gonna show you one more. This one's over here. This is actually, this kind of walks through if your application accepted, this is how it works. You'll get this. And then you'll notice here, it says, coaching is not free or a $97 a month generic PDF template plan. This is customized coaching with top experts. Okay, so this kind of like is a little disclaimer just right here. My time, my team's time, and our expertise comes with pricing similar to one-to-one personal training in a gym, but we provide a far more holistic approach than a typical trainer to support better results. Okay, so it already addresses price in the actual ad itself. Okay, now, again, we do that once we have a lot of a packed calendar. We need to add friction. Okay, great way to do it. You can start with a simple PS like I showed you the first one, and then you can start to get more explicit as you start to get more volume. Okay, last note here. If you don't have a clear ideal client, you're going to get low quality leads, right? I kind of talked about this in the call out section. If you're just calling out busy professionals or dads or whatever, like parents, it's not going to be specific enough, right? It just isn't. Like, if you do that, you need to add 2 and 3 to it to filter out more people, okay? Because if people are busy dads, a lot of times they're busy with kids and kids can be expensive and maybe they don't have money, right? But like, are they a busy parent who's also an executive, who also has money, who's also tried all these things, who also wants to invest in something that's not free in a templated program and wants more one-on-one support? Cool. Right? So we can kind of add layers to one specific avatar to find somebody in that niche that can afford our services. Okay? So that's one way to add friction is by adding friction to the ad. I put this before adding friction to the funnel and before adding friction to the application/booking because the ad is the first thing that someone sees of your brand. The ad is what is going to attract a quality of person to you, okay? That matters more than optimizing the funnel, than optimizing the applications. Do this first, okay? Then we can talk about the next strategies, okay? Now, how to add application to the funnel. All right, well, let's just talk about the basic funnels there are. Before this one, I'm actually gonna add one more. We've got the follower funnel, right? So you guys have seen some of my content on this. we create a reel or a carousel, we give some value and say, hey, follow me for more. And this turns essentially your Instagram account into a lead magnet, right? And this has very low friction. All they have to do is just tap follow. Very, very simple, right? Then the second one would be a messenger ad, right? A messenger ad would be, hey, DM me this word for more information. Very simple. Next one would be a lead form ad. So if you run any ads that are Facebook where it has a lead form inside, so essentially what happens there is you would click the ad and a form on Facebook pops up asking for a name, phone number, email. Well, we're starting to ask for some more personal information. So this just increases the barrier ever so slightly, okay? Then the next one is gonna be optimizing for an opt-in. And you can optimize, once you get into this stuff, you start running conversion ads, you can optimize ads for someone to just give their name, phone number, email, or you could optimize for someone to book a call, which is deeper on in the funnel, okay? And then the last one of all would be a low ticket funnel, right? Someone buys a $7 to $97 the program from you, and then from there you try to upsell them into a high-end back-end offer, right? Now, just by adding friction to the funnel, you should get higher quality people because you're asking for more information, right? So a VSL, like optimizing for a lead, is going to cost more money than a messenger ad, than a follower ad, and than a lead form ad. But only 15 to 25% of people who hit your opt-in page will actually pass to the next page. And that's okay. That's perfect, right? If we're trying to filter out to have higher quality leads, we put up more frictions, more barriers to where only people who really want the resource or really want to learn more about your coaching program will fill the form out. That then allows you to know this person's pretty serious. I'm going to reach out, right? So you can just add friction by, just advancing from one funnel to the next. Totally cool. Another way to do it is once someone clicks on the ad, whether this is a messenger ad, whether it's a lead form ad, whether it's an opt-in ad, you can have before they submit their information that says, hey, this is only for this demographic, right? You can have another one that this is not free, right? Only submit this if you have X. So let me show you an example of mine. I just added friction to one of my landing pages and our cost per lead has gone up since me doing this, but guess what? That's okay because I only want people who are going to be our ideal clients, right? Because then that tells the ad to find more people like that. So I added this week. This goes, hey, this works for coaches with at least 10 clients because we were getting a bunch of newbies asking for an ads course. And we're like, dude, you guys shouldn't be, one, we don't get the best results with newbies. We typically like coaches who have at least 10 clients. And we even saw this on our applications that if somebody has between 10 and 100 clients, and they charge between $250 and $1,000, their chances of signing up with us when they get onto a phone call are above 60%. That's crazy, right? 60% of people who just apply with those criteria become clients. Well, I want more of those people to apply. So how do I do that? I start to add these filters, right? These friction in the funnel. So on my form, this is only for coaches with at least 10 clients. All right, boom. If you don't have 10 clients, don't submit this form, focus on organic. Cool, right? Like I just added friction, right? So they saw it twice and now they can still choose, I don't know if I want to submit this, right? So like if you only work with dads, then I would be like, this is for dads only, right? Dads only. If you're a woman, do not submit this form, right? And then the same thing, like this is free. It works for if it's, again, more of a direct ad to learn more about your services. Then you could put something, like an asterisk. It could be like, want to learn more about the program, just information below, and then maybe a star here or a star here. This is not a free program, blah, 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 blah. You could have it just simply that, okay? But that should prevent people who don't want it to not fill the form out, okay? And the third way to optimize and add friction to the funnel is by manually booking calls, okay? Now, we do a lot of booking calls via SMS. So when somebody comes over here, they fill this form out. You can also see I added another friction. I didn't say this, but what type of coaching do you do? If they put fitness, nutrition, or health coach, I have automations that will fire our text messages and emails. If they put life coach or other coach, we just send them straight to the resource and we don't do a lot of email and text marketing to them because we don't want to work with them. So it's like, hey, here's your resource, go enjoy it, cool. Right? So you could even get granular with it that way. But what we do, what I was going to show you is we do a lot of text messages that book our leads. So when someone opts into this, they will hit a page that's got a video on it that walks through how we can help with the opportunity to book a call right there. But we actually book twice the amount of calls from text messages and DMs than we do from like people booking themselves. That's just what we found the industry is going towards, is people want to talk to people before they book, especially in a very saturated market that I'm in, like business coaching, marketing coaching, consulting, etc. Okay. So by manually booking calls, you can ask a certain number of questions that can qualify the lead before inviting them to a call. Okay. And even this itself can have more layers of friction as you book more calls. You might start off by, inviting everybody to a call. Hey, thanks for reaching out. Let's hop on a call. Like you might just have like 1 or 2 questions and just send the calendar invite or book them manually. Then as your calendar starts to become packed, you might ask a couple more questions, right? To filter people out more. There's been times where our calendar gets so booked, we'll just straight up ask in the DMs or in text messages before, hey, are you in a place where you can invest, right? We don't do that all the time because that does push people away of like, I don't know what I'm investing in. But sometimes if we are so booked, we don't want to just fill up our calendar with people who aren't in a place to invest or get coaching or get support, etc. So right now we typically ask, are you in a place where you're looking for support? And if they say no, I'm not going to get on a call with them, right? But when I started, I was like, let me take all the calls, okay? So manually adding these and booking people can help. And one other thing to note is if somebody does book a call, right? So if someone does book a call, then you can just shoot them a DM or text before the call to ask some more qualifying questions. This is what we do with this same funnel here. If someone books a call with us and they're not good quality, they're not a good candidate from the application, our team will shoot them a message, check in, see what they're working on. And if we can help, we'll let them know. And if not, and they're not a good fit, we'll cancel the call and send them some free trainings and free resources that can help them, right? Because eventually we want them to be clients if they are a good fit. And if they're not our ideal client at all, we just want to point them to a business coach or consultant that can help them, right? We do that all the time. All right. Now, the third way to add friction to improve lead quality is by adding friction to the booking page. Okay. So when I say this is like your calendar booking or your applications, right? So we can start off by just adding explicit questions about, do you have the ability and desire to invest, right, in coaching, right? And you can just start with a yes or no. So let me just show you mine again. All right, so here's my calendar, right? So this would be a strategy call with me. We'd send this in the DMs or they would get there from the website and they pick their time. And then right after that, a application pops up. And one of the last questions on here is this. If you qualify to work with us and we were able to guarantee you'll add 10K to your business in the next 3 to 6 months, are you in a place where you can and want to invest in mentorship? Okay. We don't have a 10K guarantee, but if we did have this as a guarantee, are you and do you want to invest in mentorship? And if they just put no, then we're more than likely going to reach out, ask some questions about it and cancel the call. If they say yes, then great, awesome. We don't have to reach out before the call, okay? But you can start off explicitly like this. If we're able to guarantee this result, are you in a place where you can invest? Yes or no? Then, as you get more leads, you'll start to notice that sometimes people still put yes, but they don't know how much you're investing for. So they could put yes and the lead quality still sucks, okay? If that's the case, then we can start to add more numbers to that question. Okay, so here's an example. Let's say it was the same one. Hey, if we were able to guarantee that we could help you lose 10 to 20 pounds in the next 6 months, are you in a place where you're willing to and want to invest at least $300 a month in your health? Okay, that'd be like kind of your longer term payment plan or $350. Again, we're kind of starting, we're ballparking, hey, this is kind of where it's going to be around. Are you able to do this? And if they say no, again, you can reach out. But a lot of times if they see this, they'll pretty much just bounce and they won't fill out the form. They're like, oh, I can't do it. Cool, that's okay. I don't want you to do it if you can't do it, right? Again, this is only when you have, your problem is you have too much leads, they're bad quality. Until then, I would still get on the call with as many people as possible, okay? And then I know some people, I didn't put this in here, but some people will have like, what could you afford? And they'll have like the zones We used to do that. It didn't really help because people would always underestimate how much they could invest, and they would come into the call thinking that that was an option we had, even if that was a longer term payment plan. So I like, are you able to invest at least X in your business per month? So that seems to work really well for us and our clients. All right, so the last way to add friction to your booking page is to have people fill out an application before seeing the calendar, right? So what I showed you over here in our booking is we have the calendar first and then the application second. Well, with this, we're gonna get calls on the calendar, right? But if I was having too many calls on my calendar, I can actually go backwards. I can do a application first. So let me show you an example of that. All right, so we use Go High Level for all of our backend, same thing with our clients. And here's a simple application that we've used to use for some of our promotions and stuff like that when we do get a lot of calls on the books. So this is the same exact form that is in that calendar, but instead we'll just send this by itself. So I'll just type a preview. I'll just send this by itself and I'll have someone fill it out. And then if they pass, they then get moved and it will show a calendar on the next page. So, and what I mean by passing is inside of Go High Level, you could do this with Typeform too, is you can set up certain criteria. So for these questions, and you can see over here, if someone fills out life coach, we're gonna disqualify, right? If someone says I've changed this, but it used to be if they didn't have any clients, I would also disqualify them. And then same thing over here, can they invest? And if they can't invest, I would also disqualify them. So if you're doing this for health and fitness, I mean, the biggest thing is going to be, this, and then potentially like, when do you want to get started? If someone's like, months out, I probably would also disqualify. They need to be in a place where they're ready to invest and they want to do it soon. Okay. Those are the two big ones. And what you can do here is with a form like this is you can redirect them to where when they fill out that answer and when they fill the form out, you can send them to different places. So for me, if they pass, they'll get sent to a calendar booking. If they do not pass, they'll get hit with a message that says, hey, thank you so much. Someone will reach out to you with the next steps. And then when this gets filled out, it sends a notification to our team in Slack to reach out to that lead and ask them about the question that they answered that they failed on, right? So that strategy works really well at filtering out people and making sure that we're only inviting people to calls who are the best fits. And pro tip to this is once you are spending enough money, you're spending closer to like $100 to $200 a day or so on a campaign, you can actually switch your ads to start optimizing for people that hit the schedule page with this. You can actually optimize your ads for people that hit the schedule page after they've been qualified from your application. So that way the Facebook pixel is starting to look for more people like that. All right, so that's what I got for today. Again, there are 3 ways to add friction to your ads and to your strategy. Adding friction improves quality. Add it at the ad level. That's like number 1, always do that first. Second could be changing up the funnel type. And then third could be changing up how you book your leads and how they apply for your coaching so that not everybody's getting on the call who's not a good fit. Now, if you're a health coach and you're looking to grow and scale online, maybe you want to sign like 5 to 10 clients a month, that is our bread and butter. We help coaches grow and scale with Instagram ads as well as organic content. And if you're looking for help in that, I'm gonna have a link below to schedule a call with my team. We'll do a 45-minute consult with you and we'll walk through your entire business. We'll let you know if your offer and pricing is good, if your ideal clients are good. We'll then assess your marketing strategy and tell you exactly what we would do if we were in your shoes to grow and scale your business. So if you're looking for help in that, you want to add 10 to 20K a month to your business like a lot of our clients have, go ahead and click the link below and book a call today. All right, see y'all.